Googling them.
The Contradiction with Lethea, McCann and Byron, MacDonald.
Just to make sure you don't forget what we look like.
And we are live. Welcome to The Contradiction, guys, with myself, Byron, MacDonald, and Lethea, McCann. As I say each week, Facebook is a private-owned interface, so if you do get logged off, please just hop back onto the page and you'll find a new link there.
And as you all know, The Contradiction is about bringing different viewpoints together and allowing you, the viewer, the opportunity to comment and engage and share your viewpoint on tonight's topic. So each week we get a new guest host with a new topic to discuss and contradict each other's viewpoints. So moving on, our guest host for tonight's show is Leila Subashle from KZN, South Africa. She is currently living in Florida, USA, and has a passion for traveling. She has spent some of her university years studying in Germany and in Switzerland. Nasipa's biggest highlight while living in the USA was being crowned Miss Africa 2014 in New York City. She is embarking on her new journey, which she is passionate about, and that is speaking about topics surrounding sex and sexuality, and will soon be a certified intimacy educator, which makes her excellent for tonight's topic.
Excellent for tonight's sex topic, yeah. I wonder how you're going to feel about tonight, because I know you're not comfortable about talking about this at all.
Well, hopefully she will bring something out in me that I'll feel comfortable discussing, because she is going to be an intimacy educator, or as they say, a sex therapist pretty soon. So without any further ado, let me bring on Leila Subashle onto the show.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, that was such a beautiful introduction. Good evening, South Africa. Good evening. Good evening.
How are you doing, man? You in the restaurant. We're not allowed to go into a restaurant at the moment.
Cheers.
No,
Cheers.
you cannot rub that in our faces like that. No, I was watching you eating that chicken nugget, or I was eating so
chicken tenders with honey mustard, the best combination
sounds
ever.
so delicious.
So how have you been? What have you been up to? How have you been lately?
I am doing great. With the pandemic and stuff like that, obviously things have been different. A shift of mindset, and we have to find or create or recreate a new norm for us. And it's been, I could come up with a couple of words that best describe my current state of mind right now. I've had to do a lot of self and internal work, internal dialogues, just because of this whole issue that we are currently facing. And obviously being in America right now, and a Black person, a foreigner also, is not being the greatest thing. So you are constantly looking over your shoulder. You never know what's going to happen. So we're just staying safe and doing the best we can.
So the movement and everything is affecting you, all of you guys right around you also.
You know what's funny is I am currently living in Florida. That's where I reside. That's where my home is. But I am now in North Carolina. I was on vacation for the weekend. And it's so interesting to see how every state is handling this differently, to be honest with you. Because in Florida, it's like a no-no. You walk in everywhere with a mask on. But here, it's like, we're living. Friday night, Friday night, my friends took me out for dancing. We went dancing, guys.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Wow. Clubs, everything is under lockdown. Entertainment clubs, it's a no-go in Cape Town.
Now, how are you going to do this whole social distancing thing in a club? How? We went to a restaurant for dinner and then we went dancing, but it was so amazing. It was so nice to have that human, physical connection, you know? And I love that. I love
and now you're in a restaurant and on the live show where you're rubbing it in everybody's faces, and it's so unfair.
but before we go,
working online.
That's exactly, which is the wonderful thing about the show, is that you can do it wherever you are.
Anywhere.
And going online, especially if it's with this COVID, it has proven to people you need to have a way of making extra money or a side hustle. And I think online, as you know, you are in a restaurant all the way in the USA, which we can beat you by just
anywhere in the world. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
this chicken tender is delicious, guys.
Go on, let's go to the topic. So you know why we brought you on. This is something you're going to specialize in. If not, you're specializing into it already. As you can see on the screen, does sexual fantasy affect intimacy? We
I love
we
it.
need
I
your
love it.
expert opinion on this thing so we can give our opinion and our guest also.
I love it. We're doing okay, thank you. We just, yeah. Yeah, actually, I love the topic. I love the topic. And I love how you included intimacy. So the way I looked at debriefing or articulating this topic is we can we can address this topic in a lot of ways. Starting with the fact that it does sexual fantasy affect intimacy. So I am assuming that we are talking about a union here, which is a relationship. So we're going to
That's
talk
right.
about that in a relationship and outside of a relationship, if that is okay with you, because it's totally different. It's totally different. In marriage, it's different. In a relationship, it's different. And outside of a relationship, if you are just vibing with people, because
Yeah.
intimacy is a thing. Let's start by defining what intimacy means.
Mm.
Intimacy is engagement, deep engagement with somebody that you deeply care about, somebody that you really love. Intimacy doesn't have to be sex. We
Yeah.
can connect communicating. Like intimacy is just being present. That's how I see intimacy. Just being present for the person that you are in. So let's talk about intimacy in a relationship. Obviously, intimacy comes in where you understand your partner's love language. And actually, I'm going to talk about your partner's love language a lot where this topic is concerned. Because if you do not know your partner's love language, or your partner does not communicate their love language to their partner, then it's a problem. Because now you don't know what Byron's sexual fantasies are. Maybe you do.
Maybe
but
she
then they
does.
don't sit well with you.
Maybe I don't want to know.
Maybe you
But-
don't want to know because you're not open to the topic. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Let me just I understand what you're getting at, and what you said now is about intimacy doesn't involve sex always, but unfortunately sex is about energy also lately. If you involve sex into something or sexual fantasies or whatever, people talk about manifesting stuff in life, right? So now you manifesting and you believing that if I have this two sexual partners, say what you know the term MMF, orgy, or
Oh.
whatever but I'm just making that as a sexual fantasy for some people, right?
Exactly.
You are then sharing external energy. Not even if you had sex with these people,
Oof.
you are
Oof.
sharing external thoughts. So you manifesting this thing. So yes, it can then affect your intimacy. That's what I believe. But can it affect
Exactly. I
it in a good
agree.
way? This is the question. Can it affect it in a good way or bad way? Because anything you take part into your life, be it in your sexual relationship, your intimacy relationship, it all depends on your partner's likability and your partner's acceptance.
I totally agree. And I want to say your sexual fantasies can affect your intimacy with your partner in a bad or a good way. It all goes back to your partner being open about the idea. Because we
Exactly.
don't all like the same things. And sex is different. We define sex differently as
Mm.
individuals. So what I like might not necessarily be what my girlfriend likes, you know?
So what do you like?
Or what do I I didn't think that question would pop up. Oh my goodness. And no, I do not want to implicate myself here where my girlfriend is concerned. Or give people ideas. I like a lot of things to answer your question. I like a lot of things. The sex is very interesting to me. Intimacy is very, very, it's something that intimacy is everything. I like what you said about energies.
Yeah.
And this is a problem I've always had with being with multiple people. I always thought for the longest time that I could be in a polyamorous relationship because I'm somebody who's easily bored. But then that was a young and naive Nasipi, you know? And I realized that it's when you find the right person, there's no need for you to be in a polyamorous relationship. You know, there's absolutely no need. So I'm just like, may I please have another orange juice? Thank you so much. No, guys, don't you
You
miss
know what?
ordering?
As what Biden mentioned, that sexual fantasy, obviously you people within a relationship, and I don't want to just limit it to men, but we do know that men generally have sexual fantasies, and it like you mentioned, it can be sexual fantasies that include other females or even other men.
Other
Um,
men.
And the thing is, I think the thing that a lot of people are not open to or not enlightened about is the energy, things that you cannot
The
see.
energy transferable.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
energy
And you don't
transferable.
know if the person that you fantasize about, or if you even engage in that sexual fantasy, you don't know what energy they're passing over to you, or what exactly is the background of that person. You don't know if you go to a swingers club, hey, did this guy or this girl murder somebody just last night? You know, just hypothetically.
Imagine. I like
So
what you said there, Lethea, and I actually have a personal experience where this is concerned, where energies are concerned. And I want to sit here and be very proud of the decision that I made. Like I said, I've always been open to being in a relationship with two women. For those that do not know, I identify as lesbian. So I date women. But anyway, I've always been into the idea of I could have two women at the same time, you know? But then it suddenly occurred to, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's a fantasy I've always had. There's a certain type of woman that I like. Now I've been talking to someone for the longest time, okay? And it came to a point where we were going to meet for the first time. But then it happens that this person has a girlfriend. But I'm not attracted to her girlfriend. I'm attracted to her because of how she presents herself. And then I thought about it concerning the sexual encounter that she wanted to have. I was able to be like, actually, no, I am not even going to be able to see this through, because for me, sex is very intimate. Sex is very passionate. I'm sharing my all with you because I obviously feel so much for you. I said, you are in a relationship and I am not. So for me, it's unfair for me because now you are bringing all that energy, all that chi from your partner to me. And I don't want to be in that space. So I love what you said about energy, guys. We don't realize how powerful sex is in an individual's human body. Like, sex is a lot. We can't take that lightly.
yeah.
You carry that energy with you into the bedroom.
Exactly.
You know?
And I just want to actually go to one of the comments where Lucinda says, what you're saying bothers me a lot. I dated someone for 3 years, and to this day, I can't tell you her love language. Just hold on. I can't tell you her love language. I don't know if I was selfish or
Thank you,
I
babe.
neglected her. That's Lucinda.
For
And
3
then I want
years,
to go
I
to
actually
another
know
one.
Lusanda.
Yeah. You want to
What's
comment
the
on
other
that?
one, babe?
Okay, so the other one
After you are
says,
done.
No, so the other comments are just breaking it down.
okay, yeah, it's just breaking
So
it down.
Marcy was just breaking it down to also on the comment lesson. There's a book on love languages that breaks it all down.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
going back to Lucinda's comment, what would you say about it though?
I'm going to make this very personal, unfortunately, Lusanda, because I can't be in a relationship with you for 3 years and you don't
Oh, you guys
understand
in a
my love
relationship?
language. No, we're not.
Joking, man. I know. Just go on.
Okay, you
It's
had
making
me
me
there.
sweat already.
Like, hold on. Lusanda's all the way in South Africa, but it's somebody I know. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm saying you can't be in a relationship with me for 3 years and you don't know my love language. In the phases of us getting to know each other, I speak love. I walk in love. I am love. I speak in love and light. That's what I represent as. And I do everything loudly. So there's no way in hell you can. I know for some people don't even have the conversation of what is your love language. You can just see it. But then it's always good to confirm. Conversations for me are confirmations. I always say
Exactly.
this. If you're unsure about something, so for me, I like what Marcy said. That book, I had to read that book also to come to a decision as to how I evaluate myself. Like, what is your love language, Nasi? My love
Exactly.
language is gifting, receiving and giving gifts. I speak that language so loudly. And you can't miss it. But then now, lately, someone asked me a question actually, like, yes, we know what your love language is. It's gifting or receiving the gift, you know? But then what do you receive from the other person that stimulates you? It's important to know that as well. I've never thought about that because I've been in relationships where people were so selfish. I was the giver. I was the giver. And I never knew what really stimulated me as an
Exactly.
individual from my partner.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So
So
that's what I can say to Lusanda. You're in the stages of getting to know each other. My love language comes out very loudly, very loudly.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's about understanding yourself, understanding what you need and what you want in order to express that to the next person. Because, like Lusanda said, she still doesn't know what her partner's love language is, but maybe that is because her partner would never really expressed it to her because her partner also did not understand herself.
That's it.
And the thing
I
is,
had a conversation with my stepsister the other day. She's 35, but then we were raised differently. And we were talking about love language. These are all familiar conversations in my space. We were talking about a love language because I was getting ready for my North Carolina trip, obviously, buying gifts for everyone that I'm meeting and whatnot. And she's like, you have always been such a gifter. Like, we know this about you. So I said to her, because she was telling me about her failed relationship. And I'm like, did your partner understand how you love being loved? What is your love language? Did you communicate that to him? She was so confused. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, there's the problem. Sometimes we ourselves are to blame for our failed relationships where we don't express enough what stimulates us as individuals to our
Yeah, you're right.
partners. So if I am not open to sharing that piece about me, my partner's not going to know. And to some people like myself, nothing is ever black and white for me. You need to spell it out to me so I know. Hence I say conversations are confirmations for this individual here.
Exactly. But we're talking about love languages now, right? But the topic is not sexual fantasy. Now,
Sexual fantasy.
now you get it. Sexual fantasies, right? So does it affect your intimacy? So does it affect your love also with your next partner also? Can you have sex with someone else without being intimate with that person? Can you experience? That's the question.
because you know what, I think like we're on the topic about love language, which I do think very much interlinks with the topic that we
It
have right
does.
now. A lot of people are not open about what they like in the bedroom sexually, or they don't even know what hits the G spot or
Do you
whatever.
know what you? It's the G spot.
We're waiting for the answer, Lethea.
Understand. Listen, I don't want to like I said, I don't want to implicate myself over here. People are hundreds of people are going to end up watching the show.
All right. With that being said, I totally agree that the love language is not the topic at hand today, but it certainly interlinks to the communication with your partner to lead into intimacy. You have to know these things. I can't. I am gonna need a box, my love. Thank you. You can't pleasure me in the bedroom if you don't know what I like.
Exactly.
You know. And also, people are different. We are stimulated by different things. As your sexual intimacy grows, then you are you find out things that you didn't know that you liked, and you're like, whoa, I actually like that. Personal experience. I always ask women, what stimulates you? What gets you in the zone? What has what gets you in the zone? Is it clitoral stimulation or is it penetration? For the longest time for me, I thought clitoral stimulation is what gets this girl in the zone until I met someone who the
penetrate.
use of sex toys came in. And you know, the use of sex toys came in, and here I was being penetrated by a sex toy, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this feels good.
I mean,
Because
but
remember,
it's
when you're using toys, it's different when you're using it on yourself, and it's different when somebody else uses it on you. So my sexual fantasy. I don't know if you agree. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I just have to pay real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Oh, guys, get yourselves friends like this that say, no, I'm paying. I'm kidding. Later.
but do you know your signal going a bit glooky there on that side? But I just wanted to I just wanted to go to a couple of comments, and let's just go to Marcy.
So Marcy McCann says, if two people are willing to learn and to be open to understanding each other, whether that's through counseling, books, or various classes, then your relationship in the intimacy department stands a chance. And Adelisha Peters says, I think that people
I
have
agree.
I think that people have different ways of expressing their love language. The receiver might not see gifting from the giver as love.
And then she goes on to say also, and that's the.
And that's why
I totally
communication is
agree, my
key.
love.
Can we take one more?
Yeah. So Atule says some people
Oh,
do
that's my
not
best
even
friend.
have these conversations with their partners.
And then you get males coming in and saying, "Let's penetrate, girl."
Oh,
Some humor there for us, though.
I totally agree
but-
with what Marcy said starting off. There's different ways to make your relationship work. And yes, it could be counseling. Yes, because in counseling, you're talking to a stranger and you get to express yourself and you are together in the room. So you get to learn about your partner. Books, yes, we can read books together. I totally agree. And then who was the other person that said that my love, I cannot will not see my gifting as receiving love. And that's also
Adelisha
correct.
Peters, yes.
And that is where communication comes in, my love. That is where communication, I say this, conversations are confirmation. Nasi, what is your love language? I've been buying you all these gifts, boo. That's my love language. And I also do acts of service. That's something else that I do for my partner. And not that I'm a slave or anything, or I want to feel like a slave, but I do those little things. I would iron her uniform. You know, she's tired. We've been talking on the phone. She's driving back from work. I'd run the bubble bath for you. I'd prepare a picnic. Tell me about your day. Indoor picnic.
Exactly.
Tell me about your day, my love.
And people think that intimacy is only in the bedroom. It starts way before the
Intimacy
bedroom.
is
Washing the
not in the
dishes.
bedroom.
Yeah, like you said, pouring a bubble bath, doing the dishes,
Yes.
coming out, and the house is clean, having something cooked. It's and that is where it starts way before the bedroom. And in order for you to get a woman to the bedroom, you first need to show her that she's worthy.
But
You're
well,
worthy of having
Exactly.
We're just speaking about the woman's point now, but every man, okay, it's easy to make a man so-called come orgasm, whatever you want to call it. But there's a different way a man comes also. So that's why he also has sexual fantasies and stuff like that. I don't know if you heard that one. So it all
I'm sorry,
depends.
I'm just paying the bill. Sorry.
Oh, I thought your friend's covering it.
Yeah, no, she was asking me for calculations for tipping. You know,
So
we
just
have to
want you
tip
to
extra
know how
now.
much is tipping also.
Yeah, we have to tip extra. Sorry to interject. What were you saying, Byron?
But as I said, from a man's point of view, men have sexual fantasies also. Yes, men are easier to come. They are easier to orgasm or whatever you want to call it. Come. Let's put it like that, plain and simple.
Yes.
But
Yes.
there's a difference the way a man can come. He can come quickly, or he can enjoy it, where his bloody knees are knocked off. But because society makes it so taboo to speak to women in such a way, can't women just be open and say, I want you to tell me that you want me this way. I want you to be open and say, this is my sexual fantasy.
Ooh.
No. There's a skid. I don't know. I'm going to swear on you now because it's the only way to put it on. There's a skid. I don't know if you watch Eddie Murphy at all. Do you want someone to slowly make love to you, or do you want someone to grab you by the neck, say, I want to fuck the shit out of you? What do you want?
On a whole Sunday. Actually, it could be both ways, hey, because sex is different every time. There are days where I want you to make love to me. There are days where I want you to fuck me, you know? So it's different every time.
And I think we should also remember that fantasy is something usually that you don't have or that you're not getting. That is why it's called a fantasy. And you should be open
Hence,
to
fantasy.
partner. I mean, I might be built differently, and a man might end up fantasizing about a woman that's maybe more leaner and skinnier, or maybe chubbier, and and I, as a woman, might fantasize about a man and some muscle.
But that's where it comes again. Look, you've been in many relationships, probably. I've experienced a couple of women in my life that I've dated and spoken to, and your preferences do change. It's like this also. When you have something, you want something else. I've noticed that.
Else, we are so greedy.
This is
It's
the
never
human.
enough.
But I
Such
think
a terrible human behavior.
But the thing is, what sexual fantasy does in a relationship with some people, it depends how they receive that when their partner communicates that sexual fantasy to them. They can either be open-minded to it, or they can end up feeling insecure within that relationship, because now they think
Yeah.
whenever there's a skinny, beautiful woman, oh, is my husband or is my boyfriend or fiance thinking about this girl? What is he thinking about getting sex, or what is she thinking about getting sex? So that
Mm.
causes some sort of insecurity within that relationship. How do couples deal with that insecurity caused
Mm,
by sexual fantasy from either partner?
exactly.
Also, get this. Yes, we all have sexual fantasies and they all different, but it's how do you then talk to your partner about, oh, this is what I'm fantasizing about, and knowing very well your partner's not going to receive it well, because we've been in a relationship like Lusanda 3 years. You know very well what Lusanda likes and what she doesn't like, what she's open to and what she's not open to. How do you then communicate that? Because it's difficult now when you have somebody that's not open-minded.
Exactly.
Sexual fantasies can be good. They can enhance your sexual sessions, or they can be bad, where I'm not open-minded to the fact that, oh, obviously, if you are having sexual fantasies about a skinnier and leaner woman outside of what I am, that's making your woman feel very uncomfortable. So that's going to obviously bother me. But then how do we normalize the fact that, do we bring in third person? How do we articulate this? How do we talk about it as a couple? Because now this is where also
Mm,
cheating comes in. Now we are chasing
Exactly.
things that we can't have. Like you said, Lethea, a fantasy is something that you want but you can't have. Now this is where
Uh-huh.
I
exactly.
am leaving my partner and I'm looking elsewhere. My eyes are wandering, and then it's unfair to your partner.
Uh-huh.
Why can't we just sit
Sure.
down and talk about it? If you like it, like, see, for me, I make it a point in the beginning of us getting to know each other. I love sex. I love exploring. I love
Mm,
using toys, different
mm,
toys. So if you are not open to that in the beginning stages, I don't think we can further have a relationship. Yes, I can
that's-
teach you perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
and if you are willing to like, this is how compromise, guys. I will compromise to your liking and vice versa. You
exactly.
might not be a person who loves toys, and I, your partner, Nasipi, is. But how do we reach that line of saying, yes, we're going to try it, even though it doesn't? It goes back to also, would you compromise a sex position, Lethea, that you are not comfortable with, but it pleases Byron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put your head, your
Do, do,
arms
do,
over
do,
your
do you
neck
know
and
what I mean?
just tie you
I don't
up
know if
on the
I'm making any
ceiling.
sense.
But
Would you?
jokes aside, and she's saying, I don't know if she's saying
Continue
it. Yeah, she's saying it. Sometimes you can involve your partner in
in
your
your
fantasies,
fantasies.
but that if your partner will
Is
compromise, and it
and will be
depends on
open.
your intention also. And then you get the son is saying again, I am that person who never has these conversations. You
Ooh.
see, because people find it taboo
Problem,
because
Exactly.
oh,
problem,
mom's gonna
People
judge you, daddy's gonna
problem.
judge you.
Yep, people find it intimidating because they don't want to go there. And people don't realize how important sex is in a relationship, because that
Exactly,
is what leads people to cheat,
exactly.
because they feel that they're not getting sexually what they want. And unfortunately, the what actually turns people on is the mystery of things. So it's important,
Mm,
I feel, to
mm.
keep this to keep this life alive. And the issue, I think, that, or the biggest problem within a relationship, is that we limit ourselves into believing that our partner is only supposed to have appreciation for us or be
Exactly.
attracted to us.
Mm.
And what each of us need to do in a relationship is be open and relate that message to our partner, that, look, I love you and I am attracted to you, but it doesn't mean you're going to be the only person I'm going to be physically attracted to for the rest
Exactly.
of my
I
life.
am that
Mm.
person. I am that
So,
person. I like too many things. I like human,
Mm.
and also with me having to say this, it contradicts me sometimes, and it works against me sometimes, because the way I speak love, the way I move, can be
mm,
confusing to the next person, and they would think I obviously want to be intimate with them. But sometimes I'm just here for conversations.
Mm.
mhm.
And my partners I've had a girl who told me I'm too open to other people. This I deal with people. The
Mm,
minute your partner or the person or your potential partner starts questioning your character, then I don't know. I don't know. You found
Yeah.
me being this loud person in the way I move, in the way I speak and shed
Exactly.
light and love. It's what you were attracted to. So
Mm.
best
Initially.
believe this.
Ah, exactly.
Do you
So
know
as
what I
soon, as
mean?
soon as you share that same love with other
With
people,
other people, then it becomes
and you, which is dangerous because that's exactly why they fell in love with you in the first place.
Exactly.
in the first place.
Exactly.
Intimacy is not just in the bedroom, guys.
Mm,
Intimacy is the way you move.
The way you
Intimacy
talk,
is
the
the
way
way
you
you
move.
speak love. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean?
We
So
little
yeah.
example, little example. Last night we were watching what's the movie's name?
365?
No,
No.
no, not 360. Oh, 365 is another movie. That's also, yeah,
That's a
365
thing now.
BNI. That's the new trend now, the new 50 Shades. Just a little bit. Are you lost?
Ooh.
Anyway, it's not
Ooh.
it's a movie about Denzel Washington, but anyway, just the way Denzel carries himself.
Uh,
If you watch a movie with these guys, Channing
like
Tatum, Denzel, and
Denzel.
all these guys,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
women
yeah, they're
fantasize
phenomenal.
about these men,
They're
and they haven't had
phenomenal.
sex with these men because they carry themselves a certain way.
Exactly.
So that already gets you,
Even
you.
Jennifer Lopez. I was telling him yesterday, I was watching this movie of J Lo, and I said, you know what? That's the type of woman that will make a straight woman go, left. Because I find her damn sexy. If there's any woman I should have a threesome with, J Lo.
Miss J Lo. We were just having that conversation also yesterday, and it's so funny that I was sitting around a bunch of older women, and I mentioned something about Alicia Keys being the one, and they were like, "Oh yes, Alicia Keys is that one,"
She's
and I'm
got the
like,
key though.
"Oh, she's got the key. Oh, she can open the whole of Africa. Trust and believe." What are the comments saying? Because I can't see the comments
Yeah,
on
so,
my
so
side.
so we had a couple of those comments. So I'm not that person speak, and then you got your own guy fantasizing about you. He said, "I
I
just
just,
fantasized about our sexy guest." So I don't know. Are you allowing him to
Oh,
fantasize?
darling, Jason Meyer.
Oh, yeah, he wants you back in
Thank
South Africa.
you.
If the borders are closed, I'll
Thank
just
you,
let him
and
know.
then he goes on and
darling.
says,
The
I
borders
am
are
willing
closed.
to
But I
learn.
should actually let him know the borders are completely closed when it comes to guys.
Oh, for me, borders.
Let him be checked.
I'm not about that life. Oh, that was funny. That
And
was
it's
a good
also that
one.
they get you on so that you can also give the viewpoint of the LGBT perspective because a lot of people just think it's fantasies involving a male female relationship.
Ooh,
But
good.
I mean, you as a
Mm.
lesbian woman also have fantasies. And I mean, for you to express that and to be open about how you've expressed that
Mm,
to your partner and how they have felt, I mean, it's quite eye opening that it doesn't just happen in a
Hmm.
male relationships, it also happens
Oh
in
no,
same
it
sex
doesn't just happen in a
relationships.
heterosexual relationship. No, it happens in
mm,
any sort of relation. Personal experience. My partner at that time, who was she literally wanted a threesome, and I was so confused because am I not enough? Why would you want to involve another
mm.
person? Am I not
So you weren't
pleasing you?
open to it that
At the
time.
time,
I
yeah.
was not. She taught me a lot about compromise. If there's one thing that I always do, guys, I walk away from a relationship having learned something, that's for sure. And that
Lovely.
woman had taught me how to compromise because I can be a very selfish person. That I know, having to grow up the only child, everything is me, 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 me. I do have that dominating character. And this girl literally taught me how to compromise. So she wanted a threesome. But then she
Mm.
wanted a threesome with a friend of mine. And I'm like, so now you want to be sleeping with my friends? I didn't understand. But best believe, I was like, okay, I had this conversation with my friend. And my friend is like, I mean, I'm not gay, but I'll try it. It's just going to be weird having to be in that kind of setting with you. And I'm like,
Mm.
what do you mean? Just pretend as if it's someone else. But then I didn't know how I was
Mm.
going to receive that. But you best believe
Yeah.
that threesome encounter ended up being one of my best experiences.
Wow.
But I wasn't open to it. And then I would have never known. I would have never
Exactly.
known that it was something, a
Mm,
possibility, had I not tried it,
Mm.
had I not given it a go. But
Mm.
exactly.
today, I don't. It's not my fault, by bringing in the
Mm,
next
Mm.
person. But then things
mm.
Mm.
changed after that. Her fantasy was, then she was like, nah, actually, we shouldn't have done that. I'm like, me, I don't live with regrets. Everything is there to teach you something. But now we know that you fantasize about this, and it's not your thing. It was never my thing from the beginning. But I
Not
had
your
a
fault,
great time. I had a great
And you're not
time.
going to know what you like unless you try it.
So you'll try everything from now onwards.
That's a hot question.
I know, right? I
just
know.
to
Yeah,
speak on it. Now you see, they always blame men, or they always say it's the man. But if you look at the books out there, 50 Shades, all these books,
It's never the
Women
man.
have fantasy.
We
it's
have
never.
They
Oh,
go
whoa,
deep.
whoa, whoa, you hear that answer? It's never the man.
I'm saying it's never always. It's never always
Oh,
the
okay.
man. It's never
I was trying to
always
help
the
men.
man. Operative word, always. That gender of a man is the problem.
So
Yeah. So
relating to the previous question I had, Mississippi, how do you think that people can get over being insecure when their partner expresses to them their sexual fantasy? What is the mindset that they need to have?
True.
I actually don't know the answer to that, babe. But oof, that's a hard one. That is
For
a
me,
hard one. Like,
for me, I would, if I could answer it. I'm not an expert in sexual fantasies or sex, but I think I'm good at it. But just to put it, just to
woo.
jokes aside, not even a joke. But anyway, just to put it out there that we expect too much, and I say this for everything. We expect too much. When you go into a relationship, you expect this whole thing about your partner. You know when you have this fairy tale dream and you say, I'm gonna meet this fairy tale partner of mine. Oh, it's gonna be sparks flying out of his ass or her ass if we start kissing, whatever, you know. But when it comes to that point, it's not like that. So we should
It's
stop
yeah.
expecting. We should stop expecting, and what you said earlier was perfect. Compromise, understand each other. That's when things work out. You can't move forward in anything in life unless you compromise and you understand yourself first and you understand that person. Because when you go into a relationship and you want to have a sexual experience with someone, now you're telling this person, no, I don't like that, and you haven't experienced it, and then the person blocks himself off or herself off from you because you're not open. We are too close to the ideals of society because we're scared. What's mommy gonna think? What's daddy gonna think? What's the society gonna
Yeah.
think? You get what I'm saying?
And
But
in
then
my
also,
opinion,
I
I
just
think
want to
it's-
add on that. Yes,
okay, you can continue, then I'll go on after you.
you
Okay.
okay?
So
I wanted to say that these. Oh, go ahead.
there's a delay. So as Biden said, I think it's just when you
Yeah,
feel
go
that
ahead.
insecurity within yourself, it's always important to reflect, why is it that I feel insecure? Because most of the time it's not what our partner is doing or what our partner is saying. It's something within ourselves that we might be insecure about, and now we're putting that forward in the relationship. So always ask yourself, why do I feel insecure about this? You know, what is it within myself that I feel insecure about? And just to always reflect, try to understand and assess yourself
Exactly.
before blaming that insecurity on your partner.
Exactly.
Because if you're gonna allow your happiness to depend on what your partner does, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
No, that's a good point.
On your partner, no, it doesn't. Also, adding on those earlier, I shy away from, and these are conversations.
I think we lost Nasipi there. I think
Yeah.
the signal was quite bad on that side. So hopefully we get her on soon before the show ends.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you stand on this, Lethea.
Well, like I said, it's all about learning to be open and learning to accept. And I think the important thing is, and a lot of people, they go into a relationship with the expectation, like I said before, and the partner making them believe that, you know what, you're the only person that I love, you're the only person that I'll ever find attractive, you're the only person I'll ever appreciate physically or in any other way. So I think we as individuals need to stop putting that expectation upon our partner. You know, not put that idea, give that idea to our partner, and then our partner takes it from us.
And you back. And we just said, no, you just disappeared. I don't know what happened. You just
It said I
disappeared for
was kicked out. I don't understand.
The signal
signal
was quite
probably. I
bad.
saw the signal was bad and they probably kicked you out because
Yeah.
we couldn't hear you back or anything. But we're getting so closer to the end of the show, but
Mm-hmm.
and we want to share so much
I'm
viewpoints still
back.
on that.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
I'm just going back to a joke when you said you don't worry about men. Jason said, "I like it when the cat's out of the bag." I don't know. Can you hear us?
Yes, I
There's
can
a delay on your side.
perfectly.
Okay.
Is there? I can hear you guys.
So we're getting yeah. There's quite a delay on your side. I don't know if it's signal. So
Okay, I'm gonna
I
walk
think we
outside. I'm gonna walk outside.
okay.
Okay.
So maybe.
While we use
Oh
the
shit.
signal,
So my shallow.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk outside real quick.
Okay, I think the signal's getting better on that
Yeah.
side now. So jealous that we can't go to a
I know.
restaurant and
That's so unfair.
she's at the restaurant.
Okay.
That's
Can you
so much
even
jealousy
see
I have
me?
on this side now. We
Yeah.
can see you, but I think the signal is better on the recording side now, which is important.
Okay.
The content is more important in our faces at the moment.
Okay, cool. I can hear you as well, and it's not delayed.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying you're addressing a lot of what was that, comments?
So the previous point that I made is that we individuals within a relationship should not put that idea on to their partner that they're the only ones that the partner will be the only one that they will appreciate, because then you allow
Yeah.
that partner will then have that expectation of you, and as soon as you step out of that, and as soon as you express your fantasies to your partner, they will end up feeling some sense of insecurity because you have given them that idea that they will be the only one you will appreciate or be attracted to.
Mm.
Yeah,
So just to
and
be
that's
open.
what I was saying also earlier. That's what I was saying earlier, that you can't put it on your partner because we evolve as persons. Like as people, we are constantly evolving. Our tastes and things, they change all the time.
Mm.
So if you, as my partner, you tell me that you're looking at someone else like that, that's different. Yes, it does create an insecurity with me because it makes me feel like I am not enough, or I am not what you like anymore. You know what I mean? So also
Mm.
again, it's very communication is so important, and we take that for granted. I am not going to know if we don't talk about it.
Exactly.
Mm.
At the end of the day, if you look at it this way, you allow your partner to look at the beautiful sunset. You allow your partner to look at the mountain, to appreciate beauty in all aspects.
So
But as soon as it comes to
looking at Byron.
anything that is in competition to her or to him,
Yeah.
then you're not allowed
Thank
to
you.
do it.
Thank you.
And we need to remember that we're all part of nature. Women are part of nature just as men are part of nature. So
Just
of
as
course,
men are.
if with myself, if I look at it, if I use myself as an example, if I am in a relationship, you should know that I might not just be looking at you. I might be admiring other good-looking men as well, but it doesn't mean that I have any intention of not, of stepping out beyond the boundaries of that relationship or the commitment of that relationship. But as I would give you the freedom to appreciate the beauty of other women,
Mm.
I would
Yeah.
ask you to also give me that freedom of appreciating the sexiness of other men
Mm.
and not feel insecure
But
about it.
also, I think, how then does our partners take that? It's one thing if they see your point of view like that, but then it doesn't always work like that.
Mm.
Where you just said what you said now, give me the freedom of appreciating externally,
Mm.
I might not be okay with that because yes, you don't have intentions, but I would think it will soon lead into intentions when I am not. Typical example, actually very fresh example, I had someone who was talking to me intimately while they're in a relationship. Okay, while they're in a relationship. So I think also she had this fantasy of being with a black woman, right? Because to Americans, we look exotic, all right? So, I mean, our conversations were legit. Were legit so intimate. And now that they're okay with the partner, it's like, oh, I don't need you no more. I don't need to talk to you no more. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I don't get it. Looking externally, it's okay, but then what will that eventually translate to when we are having problems?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because I know this individual was speaking to me because they were having issues. So I became another option. Now that they're okay, let option B exit.
Yeah. Well, at the end of
Do
the day,
you
I
know
think
what I mean, Lethea?
yes, it all depends on the intention of the next person. I mean, I cannot stop. I mean, do I look secretly where my partner don't know? I mean, I can't stop my mind or my eyes from
You
looking
can't.
that appreciates. I mean, whatever there is around me. So, am I supposed to just deny myself that, or can I be open to my partner and let my partner know and not hide it from my partner so that they know where we both where I'm at and I can know where he's at? Because I think as soon as you start hiding things from your partner, that is already where cheating or
Oh, cheating starts in the mind, my love. Cheating
Oh,
starts the
yes.
minute I think
Mm.
sexually about another person. Best believe
I
Oh,
think
that's
we
it.
lost.
cheated.
Mm.
The minute I start having sexual encounters in my head about someone outside of my partner, I am so sorry. That's cheating already.
So would you say then that sexual fantasies about somebody else or anybody else is cheating?
Look how she wants to end the show with
Oh, listen. How solid was that question?
solid
Also?
question. Solid question, though.
Because sexual fantasy starts in the mind. So if you're fantasizing about somebody else or bringing in a third person, is
Oh, it's tricky. It's very tricky, babe. It's very tricky.
exactly.
It's
And all
very
depends. And I
tricky.
think, we've been saying in this video, in this live, it all depends on your communication to your partner and how open you are and the understanding in that relationship. Uh,
Yeah.
that is
Also,
key.
let's practice intentional living, guys. Let's practice
Ooh.
intentional living. Let's do things because the intention is good. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
and life is so much better when you're living intentionally, when you say things intentionally, when you do the way you move. It's a thing. It's a thing, guys. Your energy completely changes.
Exactly.
And we are able to bring better you are able to know that this is exactly what I bring to the table in a relationship. Sexual
Exactly.
fantasies, if that's your thing, hey, let's talk about it. I might be open to it and I might help you with it. Sexual fantasy doesn't have to be externally another person. Sexual fantasies
Oh.
can be within.
Mm.
A little
It
whisper
could
in your
be with
ear.
me and my partner. Listen, bite me here and there. There was a get to know
Or
me
just
question that
or just whisper in my ear and talk softly to me. Hey, I love you,
Woo!
baby. Pull my neck.
Woo!
Oh, take me down.
Jonga babes, listen. This sex thing is so beautiful, guys.
It
The
is a
sex
beautiful
is
thing.
And people should not shy
beautiful.
away from this topic because
Let's not
at
shy away from talking about it.
Mm.
And
But
I specifically have a problem with women who, because
oh,
believe it or not, research shows that we are the ones who shy away from this question.
mm.
Why don't we talk about sex as openly as the boys would talk about it?
Society,
You know, the
society,
boys.
baby.
No,
Society.
let's not be ruled by society. We are
Mm.
society.
perfectly said.
You know,
Well
Love that.
we
done.
are society. Sex is a thing. Let's openly talk about it as women. What do you
Mm.
like, Lethea? What gets you in the zone? My friends look
Mm.
at me crazy, and I love having these deep conversations.
Because even those conversations can make you open to trying things that you never thought you might like.
Mm.
Do you hear me when I said sex toys was never a thing because of my upbringing?
Of
Mm.
course, and
I'm
I
not
would have thought that.
raised in that way. Then
It's
I
the
come to
Americans that
America, and
changed
there's
you.
do you know what I mean? I come to America and I will. The life here, I'm like a sex toy, a whole sex toy, a whole
The whole
dildo, a
woman
whole
needs to go to
vibrator,
America.
a whole cock ring.
So
I
they
came
could have
all
a
the way
whole
to
sex toy.
America. Do you know what I mean? I'm like a whole cock ring, a whole kegel ball. Let's talk about these things.
I enjoyed this topic so much, but we came to the end of the show side, and what we
Already?
normally see how quick
Already.
it goes. I told you, it goes so quickly. It goes, and we have a time segment we stick by for our channels and where we share it on and our platforms and stuff.
Yeah. I understand, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
for our
also
packages,
just
and
on the road now, driving back to Florida.
yeah, and this topic you
So
can have for days. It even goes in deeper and deeper
Exactly.
the longer you speak
it's
about
so
it.
wide,
And
so
so,
wide.
oh, don't say
Look
that.
at how look at how many things we covered. We covered
Exactly.
compromise. We
Mm-hmm.
covered love languages. We
Mm-hmm.
covered the sexual fantasies. We defined intimacy.
Mm,
The topic is so wide.
Mm-hmm.
mm. But
Okay.
what we do every end of the show, we ask our guest hosts. You know, everybody struggles in their mind. Like you like to stay positive, as I would think. You sound like a
Mhm.
positive person. You sound like a determined person.
Mm.
Can you share? Don't want to put you on the spot. We do it each week with everyone. A little bit of positivity. We give it to you for 2 minutes. Share some positivity to get someone through their day, through their night, or through whatever they're going through.
Mm.
The screen is yours. We'll disappear for a moment.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that and allowing me that opportunity, actually. I do identify myself as an eternal optimist. So, positivity, spreading love and light is something that I do. I live by every day without any compromise where that is concerned. So, I know that, guys, we are all going through whatever we're going through right now as the world, globally, this pandemic, racism in America, all these things. And I just want you to know that, yes, as much as we are going through all of this, I want you to know, guys, that at the end of the day, at the end of each day, it's so funny that I'm actually having to say this. I am starting to do 100 days of gratitude. As terrible as your day can be, there is that one thing that you can actually be grateful for in a day. It's not always dark, guys. Like, you can always get through your day. Just remind yourself of that one thing that gets you through. And for me, it's speaking to my family back home. I don't care what kind of a day I had. If I speak to them, my mood is already elevated, you know? So you also, I'm sure, you have that one thing that you are grateful for that elevates your day, that actually makes you happy and smile when you think about it. So it's all love here, guys. It's all light. That's what I do, spread love and positivity. And I hope that you learned something from today's topic. Yes, we have different viewpoints. I will be sure to watch this again when I get back to Florida. But thank you for everyone that participated and tuned in. Was that 2 minutes? Was that 2 minutes?
So much, Naz. This was a brilliant, excellent value that you've shared with the viewers today, and thank you for being so open. And yeah, you were the perfect guest to have on the show to discuss this topic.
Oh,
And this is something
transparency, my love.
that we've been
Transparency.
wanting to talk about, but we just couldn't find the perfect guest.
Yeah,
That's why we're open to talking about it.
you know, a lot of people would talk about it, but they'll still be shy and not open about it because they'll hide certain things to profile themselves in a certain way. But thank you for content when it comes out there. People start rewatching it. The replay is the king, and this is what we love to do. We don't care about the image. We care about the content.
It's
That's
content.
important. That's
Content
important.
creating. And also, it's not just about, we're not just creating content for the sake of creating content.
That's
It's
right.
educational content.
It's about
That's
creating awareness.
something I love by
know?
that I've learned from a guy that's been in the industry for long. A lot of people might disagree or contradict with him, but Eve, and that's the entertainment, variety, and then you educate the person.
Yep.
Education, entertainment, variety, entertainment,
Education.
variety, and education.
And you
I
know
love
who
the
that is?
combination.
You know who that is? Adam, and the name is Eve. Entertainment,
Really?
variety, and education.
I
We've
love
all
it.
learned from Eve what to do and what not to do.
I love it. I love it.
Naz,
Thank you so much for having me,
today.
guys. I really had fun. I really, really have fun.
But we'll see you. Enjoy. And we are so jealous that you could go to a restaurant today and we're
Ooh,
stuck at home.
I
And
didn't
safe
even eat my food, guys. I didn't even eat because this was so interesting. Do you see what sexual topics do to me?
You can't even stop.
That's a topic for another week.
Wow. I'm done. I am done.
But we'll see you. Bye-bye.
Who's your mom?
Thank you, Naz.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Travel to Florida.
Safe trip, bye. And you guys drive safe and look after yourself.
Thank you, my loves. Thank you very much. Have a good evening as well. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Wow, that was actually educational, and a lot of people might feel like it's been stepping over the board or
Yeah,
talking
well,
about this
if
topic.
you
But
feel uncomfortable about it, you got to get with the program.
what program?
This one.
Not 365 DNI.
Well, that's a movie you should go watch.
Oh, stop it, baby girl. Anyway, guys, like we say each week, we love that you guys engage with us, comment and share. If you watch this on the replay, please share out because it's so informative. She